I didn't sell out, son. I bought in. Keep that in mind.
Welcome to the Independent Characters, episode 277. This is Carl.
This is Adan. This is Josh.
That is not Josh. It was closer than your previous imitation of Josh that I heard you do. So Josh is unfortunately unable to make it. We have a conflict of schedules there. But this episode, we are going to be talking about crossing the Rubicon, going from 10th edition to 11th edition.
You're going to new 40K.
New 40K. Because they don't post the edition number on them anymore. But real quick, this show is sponsored by Scrivis and Cameron Marsh. And Scrivis,
yeah.
I saw him show up in Discord a few months ago, and I was like, Scrivis, that's an interesting name. I wonder if that's Dave Scriven from the old podcast, Dice Like Thunder.
Right.
And then they had a second podcast, Eternal Warriors. Yeah,
I think you're right.
Yeah. Because I always laughed about it because it sounded like a wrestler, a pro wrestler. But Dave was on that show, and we had met several times before, and had hit it off. And
good guy.
He was at Adepticon this year. He had fallen out of 40K for a while, but got back into it hard. And welcome back, Dave.
Awesome.
It was great to see you at Adepticon. But thank you both, Dave and Cameron, for supporting us through Patreon.
Is there a way that people can do that?
Sure can. You can go to theindependentcharacters.com and click on the link at the top that says Patreon.
Awesome. It's really helpful. We really appreciate it.
It is super helpful. Okay. In fact, like buying new headphones.
Yes, exactly.
That aren't very comfortable. And I waited too long to return them, so now I can't return them. So I'm going to get used to how uncomfortable they are is what's going to happen. But this episode, we're going to be looking ahead. The end of 10th edition is on the horizon, as they've just mentioned at Adepticon, as they announced the new edition.
I've got my shirt on from that event.
I see that.
Yeah.
Armageddon shirt. And we're going to break down what Games Workshop typically does to close out an edition. What's already been previewed for 11th a little bit. We'll talk about that. And then why you shouldn't panic about rules that you see in isolation. And how to survive the transition from edition to edition.
A little bit about change,
getting edition bleed there.
Yep.
Before we go into any more, I want to talk about GAWN Gaming, GAWN Gaming, and their Setaculum Awakening.
Right.
I think I pronounced that right. This is an event.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is an event running May 16th and 17th in Mount Vernon, Washington. There is more information in the show notes. There's a link to it. Ticket price are $100. The reason we bring this up is because this is being run by Chris Stover.
Chris is a good guy.
Yeah, Chris has run tons of narrative stuff. We've had him on the show before.
Yep.
And he's kind of branching out on his own here. So
yeah, he ran the narrative at War on the Shore, and he and I had a really long, cool discussion over dinner one night about narrative events and how his philosophy behind it and stuff like that. And it's really, really cool.
Yeah, he ran, we've had him on the show talking about that. And he ran the Tacoma Open narrative event that I went to.
And he was one of the Lords of War at the Grand Narrative.
Yeah, really great guy.
Yep.
Really great guy. So if you're in that area or willing to travel that area, click on the link in our show notes, and that'll take you to all the information you need to know.
I heard Doug Johnson was interested in it.
Oh. We can say whatever we want about Doug because he clearly doesn't listen to the show anymore. What would I say about Doug?
I would say he's an awesome individual who runs an excellent company. Just in case he's listening.
So let's be honest. Todd does all that.
Well, okay, you're right.
This is how we know.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, I'll either hear very quickly that he did listen to the show or no.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so let's leap into Elite Choice.
Okay.
So Elite Choice is not always necessarily about like the best painted thing. It's the best thing we've seen. And in this case, one of the best things I saw was Hoagie, who is painting. He's new to the hobby.
And making me hungry with that name.
And you don't eat bread.
Oh, true.
Get his sandwich wrapped in lettuce. Hoagie, who's new to the hobby, and he's working on his first box set, which is the Space Marine Combat Patrol.
Yeah.
And I mean, what could be better than a newer player kind of embracing his models and getting them painted on the table?
Yeah, they actually look pretty good.
A lot better than my first models.
Yeah, mine too.
I mean, some of that is that.
In fact, I think it's better than the last ones I just did. No, they look really good.
No, they do look really good. He's got some basing to do still.
Yeah, maybe some edge highlights.
But it's going to pop.
Yep.
It's going to pop. They look really good, man. So keep it up. We expect to see the whole combat patrol done in time for 11th.
Welcome into the hobby.
Yeah, welcome to the hobby, man.
Yeah.
Don, what have you...
I picked Mark Kilburn.
Yeah.
And I picked him this time without realizing it was the same
individual
ancient that I picked a couple episodes ago, because I talked about how ancients are, that's you're biting off a big chunk there. But he's finished the actual banner. Remember I said, I would interested to see what he does with the banner.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It's a Howling Griffin's banner. He's got a whole freehand of a griffin on there. And
wielding a sword.
Yes. And to me, the thing that really pushed it over the top for me in terms of selecting it, because let's face it, there was so much good stuff since the last show.
Yeah, so much.
The back of the banner, it actually looks like tapestry. It actually looks like fabric, the way that he painted it with the.
Yeah, and a lot of times people just skip the back of the banner pretty much.
But it looks fantastic. The whole thing, really good effort on it. But I mean, stuff like Liz's knight that was kneeling with the sword.
So good.
And
So good.
the flyers that Greg did in the pink and green one.
Yeah.
There was so much good work this last few weeks. It was just hard to
I
pick.
saw Patrick Keith just painted these Corsairs.
Oh,
He
yeah.
literally just posted them as we were
right
setting up, and I was like, oh my gosh, these look amazing.
and making me feel really bad because mine aren't. I can't even finish building mine yet. Anyway, yeah.
How much dry fitting you got to do to build those? Everything goes together one way now. This does look really good. I'm really glad you called it out.
Yep.
I can't do. I have tried.
I can't do it.
I have tried. Okay, that's not fair. I tried to follow this tutorial for a skull doing freehand, and I did it like 15 times. And I was just like, I'm done.
I tried doing it in a class with a great artist in the class, and
That's even worse.
that was
more
worse.
pressure.
It was more embarrassing.
All right, let's leap into our hobby progress workbench. I have not done much. Work's been kind of busy. I can make up a ton of other excuses. Also,
I saw didn't you just do this big Chaos Reaver?
I got my Reaver Titan back from Caleb. Caleb, who had painted it, took it down to Southern California like 6-7 months ago, maybe more. To Army Painter was down in there.
Yeah,
and they wanted to have something representing it.
Right.
So it took a long time to hook back up at the right time and get it back.
Right.
He destroyed my KR case that it was in.
Oh no.
Well, he told me in advance that it had gotten damaged and dinged up. And I'm like, I don't care, dude. That's fine.
Right.
I'll replace it. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. It doesn't matter. Instead, what he's going to do is he's going to fix my 2 airbrushes that my dog Kiro broke. Yeah. So I mentioned.
I think he only broke one of them.
I mentioned the one, and then I went to use the other one, and I was painting with it, and I'm like, why is this coming out like strange? And then I looked, and the needle was bent. And I'm like,
I wonder if it dropped it or something.
I think it got knocked off.
Yeah.
And so, he ran through and his tail hooked on the airbrush hose, and that was that. So everything's a little better now. But and then I've just been doing prep for the Maelstrom mixer. I've got a lot of games coming up there.
This coming up this weekend.
Yeah, both 40K, and then Friday evening I'm playing Battlefleet Gothic, so I should refamiliarize myself a bit.
So which
with the
fleet are
rules.
you using for that?
Chaos.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They had me set up like a Chaos.
Those are gonna be some beautiful games if you look at what they've been doing with the terrain and what Bryce has been doing with the terrain and
Bryce has been killing it, dude. And his Tyranids look so good, and he's been painting up the
Biotitan.
The Biotitan I sold him. And in his pattern, it took a long time. I can see why.
His stuff it's scary.
Super good.
It's just it's terrifying.
It's beautiful looking. He has really knocked it out.
Yeah, he really done a nice job.
Yeah. He's always been he's the original. It's just a couple triangles.
Yes.
Guy. And that's where that came from.
Yeah, no, he's a very talented guy.
Yeah. What about you? What have you been working on?
First thing I was doing was going through the last couple of White Dwarfs. I just got the new one this week, and it has that Titan battle in it.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool.
That's what you're talking about is like a game.
They make a little
and that is kind of a rehash of the game that they released with the 2 Titan box, the 2 Knight box set. We shouldn't say Titan, they're Knights. But I think it's updated a little bit.
I think they updated a little bit, but they've been doing this in the last couple issues where they've been doing this really cool one-off mini games kind of thing. Yeah, they've got one in this issue that's where you create your own Daughters of Cain assassin, and you pick their skills and things like that, and then they fight in a pit fight, and it's really cool.
They used to do that stuff a lot, so I'm glad they're kind of doing it again. And like the knight thing, I was like, oh, I'd try this out. Like I've got a knight, like, right. You know?
And of course, the first thing I go to,
the mission.
Yeah. That's the first thing I do is I pull out the mission.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too. We ran them at Adepticon, meaning ran them, quote unquote. Like we
made them available.
We must have had 20 different ones. And we said, just come up, pick up a couple, and then take them to your table, decide which one you want to play.
The one I liked recently is this Doomsday Device one where it moves around the table randomly. I think this was from last issue. The one for this issue was...
I thought that was this issue's.
I don't think so. No, this issue was a thing about braving the unknown.
Oh, okay.
But the Doomsday Device moves randomly, and if it hits your unit, it creates all this damage. And
that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
I kind of dig it. Like,
I do too.
I have enjoyed the majority of those that they have released. And I still say my favorite one is the one with the 9 objectives on the table. Just because it forced you to like move back and forth.
Right.
And,
I like the ones that were on a certain turn, they randomly turn on or off.
Yeah.
And so you can't get too complacent.
Yeah, you got to be ready to move.
You got to be ready to go.
The thing I liked about that one as opposed to randomness of it was like you could plan for, I know the interior ones are going to be active. I need to get there. And now the next time the exterior one. So it wasn't like I couldn't get randomized out of possibly getting one.
Right.
Like it required you to really think your way through it, which I really enjoyed. Well,
keep that in mind when I start talking about games play. But
okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about games played because I haven't played any 40K.
Well, wait, let's talk about hobby progress now. Hold on a second.
I thought you were done.
No.
Oh, no. You got a bunch here.
Yeah. No, I finished a couple more of the Caiaphas Cain books, Death and Glory and Cain's Last Stand.
Okay.
And I enjoy them. They're fun. They really good stories, but they are rather formulaic. And if you listen to a bunch of them, like I listened to like 4 of them in a row.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to break this up.
There's a lot of series like that.
And so I mean, they're still fun, but I'm listening to a Dresden novel so that I can like palate cleanse.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I'm not as fast with my Corsairs as everyone else seems to be. But I've built 2 Reeve Captains. I've got 10 Corsairs built. I've got Huron and his entourage built. In the middle of...
How's that model? The Huron model?
Oh, it looks great.
It looks great.
It's fantastic.
Like the pictures. I haven't seen it in person.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, you're going to leave things like you're going to leave the cloak off for painting and stuff.
Sure.
But no, it's a really great model. All of them are.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because in his entourage, everybody has a hero rock because they're all characters.
As they should.
Yes, they should. But I'm in the middle of building. I'm doing like a batch build for the last 20 Corsairs because they come in boxes of 5, but I'm running them in units of 10. So I have opened 4 boxes.
And what's your
this week.
plan on painting these? Are you going to paint them or are you going to ship them off to be painted?
No, I'm going to paint them.
Nice.
I think it was, who was it? Darcy Bono, I think, or maybe it was Jess Jewel. Had a scheme where she painted them gold and then used red
over the gold. Gives you a metallic looking.
Right, but leaving one shoulder pad gold.
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks kind of cool. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it that way, but I like the idea. Right. So yeah, I've got those going on. I built the Trader Enforcer and Ogren set. He leads a unit of Trader Guard, and he's got this Ogren guy who stands next to him, and he actually
There's so much character in that entire
really
army. It's really cool.
Yeah, so I got that done. I got a Chaos Rhino, and I'm located. I found my sprues for putting the other 2 together because I'll have 3 of those in the army. Yes, and I picked up my Eye of Terror book set with the Apocalypse rules in it.
Yeah,
and I pre-ordered the Armageddon book set. With
I didn't mention that. I got that Eye of Terror set as well as. So I ordered. I don't know if I mentioned I ordered 3 Defilers through Sky.
Yeah, you did.
And only got 1.
Oh,
did I mention that?
I don't know if you mentioned that part.
Yeah, Sky sent out. This is the problem with independent stockists. Stockists.
They don't know for sure what their allocation.
Yeah, they don't know. And I mean, even with 2 locations like he has, he got something like he had pre-orders for 222.
Yeah,
Defilers, and I think he got like 19.
Yeah.
So I mean and so he's kind of learned now. So what he does,
he puts out a pretty good message. He
sends out a message and he says, "Look, this is how many I ordered. This is how many I got. If you receive an invoice, it means
you got one.
Yeah, I got your order, and then you pay, right? So smart to do it that way. So he's not having to refund a bunch of money either. And but so he allocated one to me, which was reasonable. Like I would rather see 2 other people get another one than me take 3.
Sure.
My intention there is to paint that one up as Black Legion, and it's going to be kind of my practice one.
Right.
And then my next one will be Night Lords. And that one I'm going to really try to push myself, and I'm going to enter it into Golden Demon.
Yeah, you talked about that. Yeah.
So
anyway, it's interesting.
That's my plan.
I've seen a couple of things online with people who have they have set up kind of a how to magnetize them.
Yeah.
And one of them, the kit said no drilling involved. I don't know how that works, but
yeah, I don't know. I'll have to take a look when I get them.
I don't know if you remember this. Some of the original Night kits, they actually had like depressions in them.
Yeah.
For being able to magnetize, or maybe that was Titanicus.
I think that was Titanicus.
Titanicus, yeah. So if you're able to, because there's so many weapon.
If I'm able to, I will, because there's a lot of weapon options.
There's so many weapon options. They have an article about it in this current White Dwarf, and they talk to the designers, and I'm going through the pictures, going, how many guns can you put on this thing?
It's crazy.
Said, yeah, it's nuts.
It's cool looking too.
Yeah, it really is.
So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, they talk a lot about it in that
The one
issue.
before this came out in 2002.
Yeah, I know. I have one.
So yeah,
and I've never been a fan of that model.
Yeah,
like it was just clunky looking, and this new one though,
24 years later,
man, it looks amazing. They talk about in that article in that White Dwarf, they talk about adding a bunch of biological like components to it, and how it allows it to kind of turn and twist in different ways than you would if it was just a mechanical thing.
Right.
So,
well, they had the Soul Grinder too, which was half.
I still think a Soul Grinder is a great model.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's interesting though. It's almost a quarter of a century later.
I know. I used to use that Soul Grinder actually as my defiler for my World Eaters.
Yeah.
Back before World Eaters were a thing.
Yeah.
So, or a thing in 40K.
Right. And then non-40K, I painted up 26 models for a Conquest game that I had been playing. And so
that's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was like, oh, I'll knock these out. No problem. It's a simple paint scheme. And it took me forever.
What you decide is forever? I mean, 26 models is a lot, dude.
Yeah, but I wanted to finish painting up. I needed to paint like 48 or 52.
Oh, okay.
I only got about halfway done.
Well, that's a lot of progress.
Yeah, it was a lot of progress.
That's congratulations.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. All right. Games played?
Games played.
I got nothing. I have not played any 40K, but starting tomorrow I have Battlefield Gothic.
You got a lot of stuff coming
and then
up.
I've probably got, I don't know if we play 2 or 3 games a day. God, I hope it's 2. I have to go take a look. But I've got 4 or 6 games coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. They're 1,500 point games, so I should go fast.
This weekend, F1.
And F1 is this weekend.
Miami this weekend.
Yeah, I know. I
got my Cadillac hat
Let's
on.
talk about this in a bonus
sounds good.
episode here.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So I played my first full-size 2,000 point Conquest.
Is that you did not play that with Blake when Blake came up?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I couldn't come that day.
Oh, right. Okay.
But yeah, so I had played 1,000 point game before, a couple of those, but I had never played a full 2,000 point game. That's why I was trying to get another stuff ready. Because I thought I was going to be playing with Mike, and Mike gets very, very upset if your models aren't painted.
Doesn't tolerate unpainted.
But luckily, Chris is not quite as bad about it. So, because Chris has 2 young kids, and so he understands that not everything always gets done.
Right.
But anyway, I got to play this 2,000 point Conquest game. The reason I bring it up, I normally don't talk too much about non-40K games, but it was interesting because Conquest uses the round objectives very similar to what 10th Ed does for 40K, and they're about the same size.
Okay.
But what's interesting was it was this turn-on, turn-off thing with the mission. So there was 3 objectives in the middle of the board, equally spaced. The one in the middle was actually smaller than the other 2.
Okay.
But in the early turns, the center one was on, the outside ones were off.
I gotcha.
Partway through, the Conquest is played in 10 turns.
Oh my God.
So they go really fast.
Yeah, okay.
They go really fast. That's what I thought too. When they said it's 10 turns, I'm like, oh my God, I better set up for breakfast.
Yeah.
But it actually goes super fast.
Okay.
Because your first turn, you might move one thing.
Okay.
It just because anyway,
it doesn't.
Yeah,
matter.
It doesn't matter.
I don't. I'll be honest. Don't care.
No, don't go there. In the middle turns,
yeah,
it flip flopped. So
into the interior or exterior.
Yeah, the exteriors were on and the interior was off, and then in turns like 7, 8, 9, 10, it flipped again.
Yeah,
and so I knew that Chris was really good. And so I just like put my head down and focused on scoring as many points as I could score as quickly as I could. And at the end, I ended up being able to just barely squeak it out.
Oh, nice, dude.
But it was really hard.
But that's exactly the kind of mission we were just talking about.
Yeah,
exactly. I really like that.
Yeah, it was really cool. And you have to think.
Yeah. I'd like to see more of that kind of thing.
It was pretty slick. And Mike messaged me, he goes, I haven't been able to beat Chris with my 100 Kingdoms.
You're like, just beat him.
Well,
easy. First try.
I got lucky. But that game is great because rolling low is good. So when I roll a fistful of ones, it's actually a good thing.
Oh, yeah. So no wonder you won.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we should take a break. I got an audio I want you to hear from a voicemail that was left for us.
Okay. And we come back from...
And then we'll come back from commercial.
All right.
So we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Craig from the UK here. I've got a little anecdote to share. Bear with me because it is show related. One of the proudest moments of me with my father was when we were on a once-in-a-lifetime holiday to Walt Disney World in Florida back in the early 1990s, queuing for the ride Space Mountain. And we noticed to our right in the VIP lane is Muhammad Ali with his daughters. Huge icon of my father's, absolute hero. But he didn't take the opportunity to say hello. I say he'd met him because he turned to me and just said, he's a guy enjoying his day out with his kids. Fast forward quite a few years, and I happen to work in London now. I'm an F1 fan like Carl. I'm walking down Whitehall, past 10 Downing Street, and I spot a guy outside in a flat cap. I realise it's Sir Jackie Stewart, the ex-Formula One driver, and somebody, for those who don't know, is responsible for so much of the safety we have in Formula One these days. So I wanted to shake his hand, say thanks for all the lives he's saved and being an ambassador of the sport. But I didn't, because again, just a guy enjoying his day out. Which brings me to Salute 2016, I think, the London Game Show. I'm a couple of years back into the hobby, and my guide had been this small podcast you may have heard of called The Independent Characters. And I'm walking around the show, and all of a sudden I hear these dulcet California tones. And there he is, the legend, Carl Tettle. So I bowl up to him, shake his hand, and only then realise I've interrupted a business meeting between him and the owner of KR Multicases. So, Carl, consider this a belated apology. I'm not sure if you're better than Muhammad Ali or Sir Jackie Stewart, but I really appreciated the couple of minutes you spent talking to me. Hope to get an opportunity to do that again with you. But keep up the good work, guys. The show really does make me feel part of your gaming group. Cheers.
All right, and we're back.
I'm going to start calling you Jackie Stewart.
You're the one that wears the hats like him. You have a hat like Jackie Stewart.
I do. Yeah, the flat brim cap.
I don't wear one of those.
But you're,
super famous.
Yeah, I guess so. But he interrupted you.
I'm not Muhammad Ali because you punch me, I'm going to cry.
Or his daughter. His daughter was a hell of a fighter, too.
She could punch me, I'll cry. Yeah, she's tough. All right. Well, thanks for...
Anyway, yeah,
thanks
that was
for
pretty funny.
it. Yeah.
And, to that end, if you do see us at an event...
Please feel free to come up and say hi.
Yeah.
Like, we're happy to talk to anybody. Yeah. I can't tell you how many people came up while we were running the 40K flex.
Yeah,
like,
it was great.
Tons of people.
Well, even when I was volunteering at the front counter.
Yeah.
Hey, there you are.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I'm just a guy.
Just a guy. With a voice.
Guy with a mic.
Yeah, exactly. With a mic.
Dulcet California tones.
Yeah, the California tones.
All right. So main subject here.
Yes.
The Emperor's Last Rites. How GW ends an edition.
I just noticed you put that.
Yeah. So editions don't just stop. right? Games Workshop has this kind of playbook that we've seen a few editions now, where they kind of wind down an edition and lead into the new edition. And so, I mean, you know, while people have a bit of trepidation about this,
angst sometimes,
this is actually a really exciting time to be a fan of Warhammer 40K, and you know, even though it can feel a little chaotic, right?
So that the kind of the epitome of that style of ending an edition, was the End Times books in Warhammer Fantasy Battle.
Oh yeah,
because they had these End Time books, and they were big, thick books. And then all of a sudden,
well, that didn't just end an edition.
I know, it ended the entire
a
game.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when the first one came out, people were like, End Times. Wait a minute, what does this mean, End Times? And then it was like, poof.
We weren't kidding.
No, we weren't kidding. It was the End
Careful
Times.
what you wish for when you're like, oh, I hope GW gets sued. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you, that's a direct result of the lawsuit from Chapter House.
I know.
Like, without a doubt. They're like, all right, fine. We got to get rid of all the generic stuff.
Yeah, we have to have stuff.
Watch
that
this.
Yeah.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
It was wild.
Yeah, so I mean, it is an exciting time to be a part of this, though, and this is honestly, this transition is going to be fairly straightforward, I think, for the most part. For the
most part. I mean, I was listening to episode 150, which was the change from 7th to 8th.
Yeah.
And in fact, this episode was called "Dealing with Change" or "How to Manage Change."
Yeah. Okay.
And it was kind of funny because there was a lot of stuff that was going to be coming into 8th edition that I was like not super excited about, and it was great. It was
like
fine.
what?
No problem.
Give me an example.
Let's see. Random charge lengths.
Yeah.
Changing.
But there were. I remember this discussion because I remember saying, but there's already random charge length in the game, but it was like. Wasn't your move plus a D6 prior to that?
It used to be your move plus a D6.
Yeah. So you could have like a guaranteed charge. Right. It was short. But now it was like.
The only guaranteed charge was 2 inches. Yeah. So that was like really crazy. There was the whole pre-measuring was coming in.
Yeah.
There was.
Remember the big complaint about that was going to slow the game down.
Right. And it absolutely did not.
No.
And we talked about it at the time. You know, Justin and I had seen it in fantasy.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It was a non-issue.
Which is weird because it's hard to go back to like Necromunda.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't pre-measure.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, oh no.
Oh no. I think that's 24. Yeah. But it was interesting also because we had the 15/70/15 discussion. So 15% of people, 10 to 20% of people will go along with whatever it is you're going to do. 10 to 20%. Call it 15% of people are going to dig their heels in, and no matter what you do, they're going to hate it.
Yeah.
And then the people you really have to deal with is that 70% in the middle.
Yeah.
Those are the people you have to like bring to the party. So so it was interesting to kind of review that again because we've seen this in every transition since then. We've seen kind of that same dynamic.
What episode was that? 150?
150.
Yeah, you might want to go back and take a listen.
Well, it's 2017. It was you, Justin, and me.
Yeah.
You, Justin, and me.
Time
and it
has flown.
Yeah. The other thing was kind of that made me laugh out loud as I was listening, and my wife was looking over at me like, "What are you?" Because I had headphones on. Justin was saying, "Oh, it's gonna be really cool because we're gonna get these annual updates of rules
we get
and
them quarterly."
Like, annual, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
won't that be awesome?
Look at the low bar you had to clear.
Right?
Annual, that would be amazing. Like some things didn't get updates for years. You know, people.
Dark
people
Eldar Codex was 13 years. You know?
Some people just don't know how painful it was.
Yeah.
The poor Blood Angels didn't get a codex forever, and then they get a white dwarf codex.
Just like the sisters had a white dwarf codex.
It's kind of like just tossing them a bone. You know? Oh man.
Yeah.
It's been a journey. It's been a journey. I started in 4th edition.
Right.
So now I've been 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
But that transition from 7th to 8th was
a big one.
That was huge.
That was probably one of the biggest changes.
It absolutely was, because that's when vehicles lost facings and they went
from
armor values and hull
toughness.
points to just toughness and wounds.
Yep.
There was a whole thing. So,
and I know that still some people lament the fact that they don't have armor value
I still wish that if you shot a tank in the back, gave you an advantage.
I think you could achieve that another way.
Maybe.
You know. But I think also they really went into making the game intentionally abstract in the sense of you can fire from.
They were very specific about that. Yeah.
Which makes some sense. So Anyway, so yeah, Games Workshop, as we talked about, has kind of an end of edition pattern that we've seen lately.
Since about 7th.
And I call it the Narrative Avalanche. Because it seems like around this time
Copyright Carl Tuttle.
They also start throwing out rules that are probably not going to carry on or maybe carry on to the next edition, but more so they're willing to just play around in the narrative space a bit more.
Kind of what you're seeing in these White Dwarfs.
In the White Dwarfs, but also in the expansions that we've seen already, right? Here's the ability to make your own characters. Right. And I'm hoping that carries over to 11th. I would love it. It's a cool idea.
Apocalypse, things like that.
Yeah, they typically end an edition with kind of a wave of narrative campaign supplements, and they escalate the lore stakes a bit, right? We saw the galaxy get torn in half at the... Was that 8th where that happened?
8th edition, yeah.
Yeah, and so
Imperium Nihilus.
Yeah, so and they've moved kind of the quote unquote timeline forward. I don't know how far forward you can move. It's always supposed to be 2 minutes to midnight, but
now it's 30 seconds to midnight because they've talked about how this is now closer. Even
15 seconds to midnight.
Yeah. If you keep cutting it in half, you'll
5
never get
seconds to midnight.
If you keep cutting it in half, you'll never get to the end.
59.999 seconds to midnight. Anyway, yeah, so this kind of serves a dual purpose. One, Games Workshop sells models. They continue to sell models, even when people are maybe a little reluctant to buy because they know the new edition is coming out. And it advances the story of the 40K universe a little bit. So the current 10th edition, end of edition narrative supplements that have already been released. Are the first one was the 500 Worlds.
Yep. And that had the Titus lore book.
Right.
And really cool campaign system.
It's a really great supplement.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I was hesitant to get it initially because it was like Ultramarine stuff. I'm not doing Ultramarines anymore. And I was like, I'm going to get it. Like, this seems like a...
Well, the cool thing was the boarding actions thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of boarding action stuff in there. And then the campaign structure. In fact, this Sunday, I'm going down for our next meeting of the 500 Worlds campaign.
Nice.
So we can go to the next turn. Yeah.
Nice, dude. The next one to come out was the Maelstrom.
Yep.
And along with that, a wave of miniatures.
Right.
So
the Maelstrom is
all the stuff you were just talking about assembling.
Yeah, the Eye of the Tyrant or something of the Reign of the Tyrant.
I don't remember what it was called, but yeah.
It's Huron Blackheart.
Yep.
The Maelstrom, and it has so the Lair of the Tyrant. So the Lair of the Tyrant lore book. So all of these are including like a book that's just lore.
Right.
And so that was the one for this one.
Yeah, they're square bound softback books. There's 3 of them in each supplement.
With a really cool slipcase for each one too.
Did you throw that out?
I did throw that out.
You liar. Liar.
No, I didn't throw it out. Oh, I thought you said I was just throwing out that term.
Just the slipcase.
No, I did not throw out 100% did not throw out the slipcase.
Okay.
And then it has a different little campaign system called Raid and Ruin. And it's very, to me, it had a very Necromunda feel to it because the reward system and things like that were dice charts that you rolled on to see what rewards you got as you played each one. It's supposed to be like pirates getting loot as you went on. So it's a very different campaign system from 500 Worlds, but still a really cool.
Which is very in keeping with Huron.
Yeah.
Right? They're
they're
exactly
piratical.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the other thing that was really cool in that book,
No, go.
Is they have scenarios for 3-player games and 4-player games. And so that was really cool to see that.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
really nice.
Yeah.
Especially if it leans into it, right?
Yeah.
It's not just like a 2-player scenario, but they say, oh, here's 3 or 4 players.
Right.
It's if the rules lean into it, it's
Correct.
pretty good. And then as I just mentioned, the I don't remember what it's called, the Forge of something, or the character creation.
Yeah, character creation,
which is across all armies.
Right. Now they're relatively generic, and they're kind of limited into what type of character it can be.
Yeah.
But for some of the
cool.
factions, and for some of the factions, it was really kind of, I don't want to say necessary, but it was really filled a gap. Like the Sisters, the battle suits.
Yeah.
You can make one of those a character.
Yeah.
And so it really filled a gap because you didn't really have a good character to go with them other than the name Morgan Ball.
Yeah.
And nobody needs to see her on every single table. So
why is a High Lord of Terra not in every battle, dude?
Yeah, in every battle across the galaxy. But then the other thing that these things they had specific detachments for different armies.
Right.
And this one was cool because it had the Aldari Corsairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
and raiders. So
Yeah, because I mean it's pirate versus pirate.
right.
kind of
And then the
environment.
Votan had mercs,
Nice.
which is really neat.
Yeah, I have to say, I really hope they carry on this kind of rule, like
Yeah.
the character creation stuff into
Yeah,
11th, and then like somebody
into new 40K.
at the Maelstrom mixer stuff had talked about how there's like apparently one kind of broken build they can
Right.
do, and they're like you could just address that through the
Right.
FAQ, right?
Right.
Like super easy. So anyway, yeah. So the next up was Armageddon.
Yes. So
Yeah.
So this is the one,
Return of Yark.
The Return of Yark. This is outlining the Return of Yark. You thought he was gone, but he's not.
So speaking of Yark, I saw the intro animated video for like the box set.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize there was like a first half to that with Yark.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see that part. I
Oh.
just saw like the combat with the Space Marines and the orcs.
Yeah.
And so I just saw it recently where the guy's like telling everybody to flee, and then Yark kills him, and he's like, "You're gonna turn, you're gonna fight." I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Very Yark.
That was a great video.
Yeah. Very well done. And the also has detachments for Astra Militarum, the steel hammer and armored infantry stuff. So this whole thing kind of focuses on kind of a larger models, larger battle type resources like bane blades and monstrous creatures and things like that. So there's detachments for the Chaos Space Marines. I'm sorry, Astra Militarum, the armored spearhead. Space Marines have the armored spear tip. I'm sorry, steel hammer, armored spear. Man, I need more coffee. And then the orcs.
Yeah.
With the speedwa.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, Blitz Brigade too, but speedwa.
Yeah.
That was the one that really caught my attention.
Yeah, the orc
really cool
support
stuff.
is looking really cool.
Yeah.
The orc support is looking really cool. And then we have Eye of Terror, Reign of Iron,
Yes.
which is the War for the Cadian Gate.
Yes.
And here we have them leaning heavily into Iron Warriors.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like Perturabo coming back.
Maybe.
So I suspect yes. And the reason I suspect yes is because there's artwork for him.
Yeah.
And like that's a big indicator,
Yeah.
I think. Like I've never seen artwork for a Primarch that they haven't brought back in, a Demon Primarch.
Right.
This is the first look at him, and he looks pretty awesome.
The artwork does. Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see if.
But the
this
other thing
comes
that's
out.
cool about this.
I'm telling you, I
this
bet you
supplement-
that's the big reveal at the end.
Oh, maybe so. The other thing that's cool about this Eye of Terror one is there's detachments for Chaos Knights and regular Knights.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Mechanicum, but it has Apocalypse rules.
Yep. Well, so does the one that just came out has Apocalypse. A book
That's
with
it, Reign of
Apocalypse
Iron.
rules in it. No. That's
Yeah. Reign of Iron is the one that has the Apocalypse rules.
okay. Did that come out earlier?
That came out before Armageddon. Yeah,
That's why.
we have
that's why
the
I'm
order reversed.
that's why I have the order reversed.
We have the order
Okay.
reversed.
Okay.
I
I was like, I swear I bought that. And it's
yeah,
this
it
one.
came out before
Okay.
the other one. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't gone through the Apocalypse rules yet. I hear they're
So-
kind of light.
Yes,
Yeah,
they are.
Like it's not like a full. It's more
No.
like suggestions towards.
There are special stratagems
Yeah.
that you can do, and you get more command points to be able to use them. I will honestly say I was disappointed.
Underwhelmed.
I was
Yeah.
underwhelmed.
Yeah. You weren't even whelmed.
I wasn't even whelmed. I was underwhelmed.
Yeah, I heard that. I haven't had a chance to look
Yeah.
through it yet, but I was like, oh no.
Because you know how I
This-
like APOC games.
I know how
so-
you like APOC games. Well, you could use some of this and
Yeah.
some of that.
No, I mean, I think it
Dash
was-
of this and dash of that.
Exactly right. Exactly right. I mean, that's the cool thing about any of these systems is that you can just kind of create your own thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're not going to come to your house until you're doing it wrong and take your stuff
Right.
away. You can do it the way you want.
Do you think there will be another set that comes out, like another one of these Warzones or expansions that comes out before the end, or do you think this is the last one, the Yarick one? We're getting tight on time, but they've been
There's
releasing them
three
pretty
of 'em.
rapidly.
Yeah, there's three of them so far.
With the fourth on the horizon.
There's
500 Worlds, Maelstrom, Armageddon,
four. There's four.
Reign of Iron.
Yeah, I don't know if they will do 5 of them or not.
I don't know. I'm really wondering. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot of material they've pushed out really quick. If they did, they could do something that Well, they already have a little bit of Aldari focus.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. Well,
Maybe some Tyranid focus.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder.
One of the things that
It'd be neat if they did a nod to like Tyranids or Necrons.
Yeah. Although Necrons were in the boarding actions thing.
Yeah, but like they're not part of that story so much as I guess they are actually.
Yeah, I mean the terrain came out.
Now that I think about it,
Yeah,
yes,
the
they
terrain
are.
was actually Necron.
Yeah, never
themed.
mind.
But what was funny was I ordered the Warzone Armageddon thing,
Yeah.
and I was looking at stuff in my bookshelf to get ready for the episode, and I'm like, that says Armageddon, and that says Armageddon, and that's they've used that name a lot.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a return to it.
Yeah.
But I think it was interesting because I was like, really, we're going back to Armageddon? But then,
Same thing as a War for the Cadian Gate.
But then when I saw that video,
yeah,
like it gave me a little more context of like the whole world is nothing but like a death cauldron.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh man. And
It's where
Yark
the
is even
it's where the
saying,
orcs go to battle.
and Yark's even saying at one point, well, because it's actually the planet that the Emperor fought the orcs in,
right,
in Horus Heresy. What the heck's the name of it? I can't remember.
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I found it interesting. Like when Yark's talking, he's like, some of you were born here, and I'm like, what a horrible existence that would have been.
Well, I mean, it's like Cadia.
Yeah.
I mean, people who are born on Cadia, their eyes are actually a different color because of the warp is right there
From
above
the time they can hold a rifle, they're
Right.
training.
Exactly.
But they weren't necessarily always at war. They were dealing with incursions.
Yeah.
They dealt
like
with
13 of them.
Okay, over centuries.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like constant.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
battle.
yeah.
I'm like, where would you even raise kids? Like, I picture it kind of like they're underground in like bunkers, like in Terminator or something.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Anyway,
Oh, that's a good call.
I mean, kind of cool. Anyway, it was cool. It gave me some context to it where I was like, okay, I'm on board. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. So a little bit of historical precedent here. So let's talk about 7th edition Endgame, because this was where we first kind of really, I think, saw this
Right.
change.
Yes. Yeah.
This is where they kind of started this. And at the end of that, they did the Gathering Storm.
Right. There was 3 books. There was Fracture of BL10.
Yep.
Fall of Cadia. Oh, gee. Another Cadia thing. And,
Cadia is awesome.
And Rise of the Primarch was where we saw the return
again,
of
Fall of
Guilliman
Cadia, this had to happen in
Right.
order for them to
split the
galaxy.
Yeah.
I wish, just as a side note, I would like to see them focus more on the Imperium Nihilus on the other side of the rift.
Aaron wrote a whole book about it.
One book, and it was fantastic.
Great book.
And it was
Emperor
fantastic.
Spears, I'm talking about.
But like, it's like post-apocalyptic on the other side of this,
Right.
with people scrounging for like.
Right.
I would love to see them
More-
embrace
more-
some
do more
interesting
stuff
stuff,
of that.
there.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating setting, and we ignore half of the galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. It would have been interesting to have one of these end of edition things focus on that.
Maybe they will. That would be cool. Listen, last time we brought stuff up.
where Perab was coming back from there.
See, last time we brought stuff up.
It happened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I like it. I'm feeling it. I feel it in here.
You feel it?
I feel it in here.
That's heartburn.
I know. No, it could be.
But you had lunch.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You had that hoagie for lunch.
Anyway, So Warzone Fenris
Yep, was part of that.
came out. That was Space Wolves versus Thousand Suns.
Right.
They had the return of Magnus the Red at that
Right.
time, which was a huge lore moment.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily that was in the middle of 7th.
It was kind of
because at
middle
the
of
end
7th.
of 7th is where we saw Guilliman come back.
Right. This is the tail end.
Right.
I'm telling you, this like led to that. Like
Right.
they knew what they were doing, and I have the supplements.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
This happened to set the stage
Right,
for
sure.
the future stuff.
Yeah. But
And-
the Gathering Storm was that final trilogy.
Right. But this Magnus and the wolf thing was basically like kind of this love letter to Space Wolves and Thousand Suns.
Oh,
Like,
they've been
it
fighting
was
since forever.
exciting. And Thousand Suns models came out,
Yep.
and even more of them, and like it's
Is that where we got the
where we got Magnus.
Yeah, but is that where we got the Santa sleigh?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. So anyway, but then you're right. As we get to the end of the edition, it's those 3 books.
Right. And they were really important because they had that's where the Ivrain shows up, and you get that whole Yanari aspect of the Aldari. because they got together with Celestine and Greyfax, to bring Guilliman back.
Right. So you had you also had Fracture of Biltan. You had literally a new faction of
the
Aldari
Yanari
come out, and here's the thing I would say though, like all these things were important. Fracture of Biltan, Fall of Cadia, which is the shattering of the galaxy, Rise of the Primarch, which brings back Guilliman. They're important. I don't think they were written very well.
Oh no.
And I was really...
Yeah, we talked about that at the time.
Yeah, we did a cover, we covered Fracture of Biltan, and then I was like, I'm not doing this for the rest of these.
Yeah.
Like, this is not enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do a show that I don't enjoy doing.
Yeah. I mean, it was... Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I have the statue of Guilliman returning and fighting this Chaos Space Marines now.
I was kind of hoping it would be more kind of the level of like a graphic novel kind of thing, but yeah.
I mean... It's just written. It's written like then this happens, then this happens, then this happens.
Right.
And
it's too staccato. It does not blending into a nice.
It's interesting. Like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They used to have the show Project Greenlight.
Right.
And they talked about writing scripts and how like your script isn't this happened, then this happened, then this happened.
Right.
Your script is the character does this, which causes this to happen.
Right.
And then the reaction to that is this, and there's a flow.
Right.
This was
Didn't
clearly
flow.
lacking that.
Right.
It's just, I really struggled with it. I really struggled with it. Though ultimately where it led us, I was into.
Right.
Except I wasn't a huge fan of the Yanari, but whatever. That's me. That was me. Then once 8th edition released, it really shifted the focus between battles between Nurgle and the Ultramarines or Typhus and Death Guard Mortarion.
Mortarion's that's when he comes in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so you shifted kind of away from this kind of area to suddenly you're in the
Nihilus.
You weren't in
No.
Nihilus. You were in the 500 Worlds
500
area.
Yeah.
But you had Guilliman there, and time had passed, and they intentionally are vague on how much time passes.
Right. There's when they start doing the Dawn of Fire series.
Yeah.
100 years has passed.
Yeah.
At least 100 years has passed.
Yeah. But notice they're still vague about it.
Right.
And it's intentional. Like I talked to the authors about it. Like I remember if it was John or Aaron, I was asking, I'm like, how much time is that? They're like, we're
not being specific.
Yeah,
right?
it's intentionally
vague.
You know. Because you don't want to get locked into, it's day, 359 of, it's about.
And part of that, it was a great device because Primaris Marines could be more further deployed.
Yeah.
Because there's been time for them to get deployed.
Yeah.
So, because that was part of what was happening was Call was bringing these Primaris Marines to the different chapters.
Yeah.
Of the Second Sons. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting, just as a side note too, I saw recently a thread where in I think Reddit where somebody was asking about, I really like to collect the Firstborn Space Marines, and I'm hearing rumors that they're all going to be removed or moved to Legends in the new edition. All Firstborn Marines are. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's been more than 10 years.
Well, yeah, and that's the interesting thing. I mean, when this started, I can tell you how this started. Somebody sculpted true scale Marines, and they were like, well, what are we supposed to do with these?
Right.
They're great.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, if we want to sell them, we have to like shoehorn in. So they created this Primaris project, and that whole thing spawned from that. And then they were like, we don't want to invalidate everybody's army right away. Like, this is our number one selling army.
Yep.
We don't want to really upset this base.
Yeah.
So let's come up with this plan where we release these new models, and over a 10-year period, we reduce. Now, it has been slightly over 10 years at this point. So it wouldn't surprise me if that move went forward.
But there's not very many left, right? There's
really.
Devastator Marines.
Jump Pack Marines have been replaced now.
Yep.
I mean, I think
there's not very many left.
Yeah.
And they've updated Stern Guard and Vanguard.
They've updated Terminators.
Right.
Yep. So I think they're getting to the end of this. And
the
other rumor I heard
when they updated Terminators is they didn't say Primaris Terminators.
No, they just say Terminators.
They just Terminators.
But they're bigger.
But they're
right.
Yeah.
And I think that ultimately that's what it's going to be. It's going to be their Space Marines.
Yeah.
They may even keep the Primaris name just to differentiate them
in
legally.
the lore and legally. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Space Marine is kind of a really tough.
You can't copyright that.
Right. But
Primaris,
you can copyright. Now that I'm talking myself through it, I can see it. I can see the path.
Because it's the same reason why they went to Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. Well, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I remember when Age of Sigmar was coming out, and somebody at Games Workshop was telling me, "You think it's coming fast now?" He goes, "Just wait."
Oh, that was a fire hose
It's gonna
when that
be,
first
he goes,
came out.
"You're not going to be able
my
to keep up with it." And they said, "You'll like some of these, you won't like other things."
Yeah.
You know,
just like anything else.
That was how he felt about them. But
So 8th edition ended in 2020.
Yeah.
And that's where they kind of more of a tight set of end of edition stuff.
Yeah.
Which was Psychic Awakening.
Right. And they released a lot of these.
They had Vigilus Defiant and Vigilus Ablaze as these campaign systems, and then they had the Psychic Awakening books.
Right.
And they focused on different factions as they went through, and there was a lot of them.
There was like 10, 8, 10?
There was 7, I think. It was Phoenix Rising, Faith and Fury, The Greater Good, Saga of the Beast.
You can pretty much tell what these all are.
Yeah. Engine War, War of the Spider, which was about Fabius Bile, and Pariah. So there were 7.
Yeah.
Gathered.
There's a lot,
books.
and they were all splat books. They were square bound splat books.
These were
interesting.
They were hardbound.
Were they hardbound? They were hardbound.
They were hardbound.
You're right.
I was just looking at them last night.
No. You're absolutely right. For some reason, I'm picturing them in my head as splat books. I have a bunch of them too.
And for some reason, I bought one of the Vigilus books in the collector edition. I don't know why I did that.
I stopped buying collectors editions.
I think it was because it had a slipcase. But anyway,
you know what stopped me from buying collector's edition stuff was I bought the 7th edition collector's edition, and then I didn't want to use it.
Right.
And it was just like, and then it was 8th edition. I'm like, well, this is worthless now.
Right.
You know.
Right. What I used to do is back when, especially with fantasy, is I would go on eBay. Searching for the special edition ones. Yeah. And I would, when everyone came up, I would put in a bid for just what the regular one cost.
Like a low bid, yeah.
Whatever the regular one cost, that was my max bid.
Gotcha.
So I would only ever pay.
And did you scoop up a couple that way?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, okay. So anyway, yeah, a bunch of these come out, and these kind of update each of the factions, sometimes multiple factions in each book, into the new edition. Now, again, it's not the new edition's rules.
Right.
It
kind of brings their story into the new edition, right?
Where they are at this time.
And then the end of 9th edition, which was in 2023.
Yeah. So here, I'll be honest, like I didn't play a lot of 9th edition.
Oh, okay.
Like we, not only did we take a break during that period, like
COVID.
It was COVID. And I mean, by the time I was released from COVID, I was off doing other stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
But this is where we have a super clear, where we see this actual, like, this is the finale.
Right.
So this was the Arcs of Omen.
Yeah.
And so you had Abaddon, Angron, Farsight, and the Lion.
Right.
And this was the most tight end of edition kind of arc that we've seen.
I think so
far.
Yeah, I think so.
And
so, all of those introduced new models.
Yes, they did.
The new Abaddon model was sick.
Super awesome.
The new Farsight model was great. Angron was awesome.
And to me, the Lion was the icing on the cake.
When they released the pictures of the Lion at Adepticon, I was sitting in the room. That was the last time I sat in that room. But I was sitting in the room and I saw that model come up and I was like, that may be the best 40K model they've ever released. And there's something about it. There is something about it that just like it is clean, like it resonates exactly what they were trying to do. His pose is cool.
Yeah.
The different facial face and the helms are cool. Yeah. I mean, like everything about it, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna start Dark Angels. Well, and I did not.
And what's interesting is when Angron first came out and I saw it online and saw it in the pictures and stuff, I was like, yeah, okay. But having played against it and seeing it on the table and seeing it painted nicely, what an amazing model it is. And again, it really, to me, communicates this demon of anger.
Yeah, yeah. It's well done.
It's very well done.
You know, did you hear about Caleb's getting stolen?
Yes.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Caleb had painted one up incredibly well.
Yeah.
And at the time he was doing some work for Games Workshop. And so like they had a bunch of models in a case he had set behind kind of the GW booth. And there was like this little entryway somebody could get in. They saw the case and just picked it up and walked off with it.
Yep. Stole his Angron.
And magically the facility cameras just didn't catch it. They think it was somebody who worked for the facility.
Oh, wow. I didn't heard that
They didn't
twist.
want to become legally. This is what I heard.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but
That's a
what
good little
about, so I
conspiracy
was
theory.
talking to Caleb about this and he's like, I don't want to ever paint him again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why not? And he's like, well, once I paint something, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm done, you know?
Which is interesting because he'll run classes with the exact same
Painting the
model
same thing
over and over and over and over again. So it's kind of funny that he says
Bet
that.
you he will never paint a dreadnought for himself.
Oh, a Contemptor? No.
No. So yeah, I was super impressed with each of these releases.
Yeah.
And look, Abaddon, you know,
Yeah.
loved it.
And so what this all comes down to is that there's a clear pattern. It's an end of edition. There's major character returns. There's spotlights on different factions. There's
Models. New models.
Yep. And in fact, they even acknowledged this in a recent White Dwarf article when this set of edition ending series was coming out. They specifically said, "Hey, here we go. This is an end of edition series," and it came out in White Dwarf before they officially announced 11th edition.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So they did.
They
let the
basically
cat out of the bag.
foreshadowed the fact that it's coming to an end, and it's it's a 3-year cycle. I mean, when I was doing the research for this, it's pretty clear. 2017, 2020, 2023, 2026.
You can close the barn door, but the Groks have already left.
Yeah. So, it's very clear how they pattern it. But by the same token, because some people go, oh, here we go, another new edition. Things get stale.
Yeah.
And so it's great to be
Fifth edition was the worst for it.
Yes.
Quite frankly.
Yes.
Like I loved 5th edition, but
it
by
got-
the time I was ready for them to do something different.
I feel though, yes, and
6 wasn't the answer.
yeah,
That might be the shortest lived edition.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But for 9th, or for 10th rather, I feel like I don't get that sense of staleness.
I agree.
Because they keep coming out with new detachments.
Yeah.
They keep coming out with all these new missions in the book. And so you always have something fresh to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
I agree.
while I understand they're coming to a new edition and it's a way for them to bring out these new things, Perturabo, and they can, do this really cool, arcs of information, the feeling of it being stale just wasn't there this time.
No, I agree. And I think you're also, this is not a huge leap forward rules.
No, I don't think so.
either.
I don't think so either.
And the rules changes they're making are kind of in response to things that they've heard, various complaints
seen.
about.
They've seen.
Terrain kind of being irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they, like I said, last year at Adepticon, we were running the 40K Flex, and a couple of the GW guys came by and were looking at what we were doing, and they were like, we got to get more of this over there.
Yeah.
Meaning the way
we do the
tables
terrain
looked over there. And so now you're starting to see, I think, a little bit of change. So we'll see what happens. And I told him, I go, this is how we play at my house in the garage. And Jeremy was literally like, yeah, this is how I play too.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, okay, so why are we,
Well, no. And somebody made a really good point on the Discord is that tournaments are a big part of what happens.
Don't disagree with this at all.
It is the largest tournament game
Mhm.
in the world
Mhm.
for tabletop wargaming.
100%. And they're doing something right.
And they have to, but you have to have a thing where somebody doesn't walk up to the table and go, "Oh, based on this terrain setup, I'm already screwed." Right? They have to set it up so that there's
Totally
some
agree.
equal
feel
of fairness.
We've said this before, and I agree with actually the guys over at Badcast about this, which is, a tournament is about
screw those guys.
A tournament is about rocking up and playing to win.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
I'm not saying like win at all costs.
No.
Jerk. I'm saying you are there to beat face, so you're going to bring the toughest list,
Right.
And it has to be equal. It has
to start out with. Yep.
I get it.
Yep. Yep.
I just would like to see more focus on the visual narrative play.
And I think you're going to
we'll see.
when you look at some of the terrain rules that they've released, I think you can see some of that.
Yeah.
they're trying to split the baby.
Okay,
right?
so
terrain footprints, but different styles of
that,
terrain. Yes.
Speaking of that, so here's the thing. Like already, people have like taken the stuff that they've released, right, and said, okay, here I've done these wooden terrain terrain based sets based on this, which is awesome. Like awesome that you're doing that. And I'm like, where's the creativity? Right. Like I've only seen one. And like, I think I have my notes at one point. I'm like, I'm really disappointed in the creativity at this point, because it's all just, here's the flat base on top of the flat thing on top of the flat thing. And I'm like, okay. And I understand why.
They just restructured the paintball.
They just restructured the circles into flat surfaces. Yeah. I did see one guy who is working on a series of printable ones, and they have like some texture to them and stuff. And I'm like, okay, we're starting to see that. Like, that's what we need to embrace. And I get that for a tournament, you want to have your guys sitting perfectly there so that they know where they are. Like, I get it. I get it. That is not how my tables will look. Right. I'm going to tell you that right now. Right. And that's fine too. Right. Like, again, I'm not knocking that. I'm just lamenting the fact that I want to see us creative folks developing more creative stuff in that area. Right. And we will. Right. We will. Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm already talking to Hank and stuff about, okay, so what do we do for the Flex next year? Right. Right. We're going to have to change some things. And so we'll figure it out. And I'll probably go out there for a paint day, and we'll come up with some plans, or we'll see what's available to print and or purchase. Right. So or we'll design it ourselves. Yeah. Because there's guys in that group that are super talented at that kind of stuff. Yeah. So anyway, okay. So what do you think we can expect going forward as we lead into what we're thinking is probably June, July timeframe for launch?
Typically is. They do it during the summer.
Yeah. What else do you think we're gonna see? We just talked about, do we think there'll be another Splat book? I could see one more.
Yeah, maybe.
Or Splat book set. Yeah.
I mean, you talked about Perturabo, at the end of their character surprises they're gonna pop out.
It's true.
For the end.
I mean, I was surprised to see the Red Corsairs and Huron. And,
Huron, and then Yarick and Wazdaka, the new orc guy on the motorcycle. Yeah. There's split feelings on that model, but it's kind of cool. And with the speed wah, and we've already got people who are building like 36 bikes because they're now going to be battle line. And
oh no.
It's crazy, right? But it's really cool to see them coming out with
completely
these new
agree.
things.
I completely agree.
Yeah, and so what are we going to see? You're saying Perturabo.
I think for sure we're going to see Perturabo. If we do not see him before the edition launches, we will see him right as the edition. Like, he will be the release after the edition launches.
I think we're going to see the Lion riding in on a Thunderhawk.
I do think we're going to see Perturabo. I do like how they've given the Iron Warriors like a lot of attention.
Oh yeah.
Listen, if there's one thing I can say about this last year and few months of 40K, Chaos has done very well.
This is the year of Chaos finally, right?
I am a very happy camper when it comes to Chaos.
In the new White Dwarf, there's a guy who has like 8,000 points worth of Iron Warriors.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say 8 defilers, and I was going to be, how did he get 8 defilers?
No. But it shows his progression over the years. Yeah. Like, he has a character that went from being a lord to a demon prince. Yeah. It's interesting because the painting, when I first looked at it, I said, oh, that's Night Lords, but it's not the way he did the blacks. It looks very blue. So it was very cool paint.
Yeah. And that new character they just came out for the Iron Warriors with is amazing looking. Yeah. Like, amazing. So I am very excited that we have yet another faction of
getting the love.
Chaos that gets some love. I do want to see, look what a year it's been. I mean, the Aldari got a bunch of stuff.
What a year, and it's not even May.
And then now we're heading into the orcs are going to get new stuff. Yeah. It's like, buddy, man, it's a good day. It's a good time to be a 40K player. Like, it absolutely is. So I definitely think Perturabo, other than your fantasy version of.
Well, that was always the joke. The
riding in on a
Thunderhawk.
Do you have any suspicion on what we're actually going to see, or anything you've given?
No, you may not
give any thought.
I think Perturabo is a good bet.
I think it's a solid guess.
I don't think they're going to do anything else that's that big.
No, I don't think so.
That earth shattering, because they've already done Yarick, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't think they're going to. I think as a final thing,
I think he'll be
he'll be it.
The
I'm super surprised that
grand finale.
they did another Chaos one before they did another Loyalist Primarch.
Me too.
But yeah,
me too.
But
if you think a Loyalist Primarch's coming back, which one is it going to be?
Well, we talked about this on a Patreon episode, so I don't want to go there.
I'm pretty convinced it'll be Russ.
Some people say Russ, some people say Dorn.
Yeah, I think it'll be Russ.
I think it's going to be Russ too.
Anyway,
I changed my mind.
If they do, change
before I said Dorn.
Okay, so rules updates may come. Don't assume. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we're also going to see store community events, right? Like the stores will probably ramp stuff up then around this time too, and try to generate a bunch of hype. I do think
the beginning of an edition is always kind of a new escalation. They'll do escalation stuff.
I think it was 5th edition that we all went and stood at line at Game Castle at midnight to buy that edition of the book, if I remember correctly.
Well, you did.
I did. Yeah. And I think Jason McCurry was there and Steve Noya was there, and a bunch of us went at midnight. They were going to release it because they couldn't sell it, before then. And so we went there and bought it at midnight. It was kind of cool. Everybody was kind of excited. There was just a pretty good sized line for it too. So
that's cool.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's take a short break. We'll come back. We've got a lot more to talk about. Reading 11th edition previews with clear eyes, talking about transitioning into the new edition and not getting edition bleed. We'll be right back. We'll talk about that stuff soon. All right, we are back, and so we're talking about how Games Workshop has begun previewing the 11th edition rules.
Yep.
And we can talk a little bit about what we've seen so far. I haven't. I'll be honest. Like, I don't really delve too much into it initially. There's a few things that I focused on, but I don't delve too hardcore into it because I like to see the whole picture.
Right, the full context.
Yeah, and this is where I was talking earlier about, like, don't panic when you see, like, oh, they've changed the way this thing works. Yes, but how does it work in the grand scheme of the game now? Because if you look at these changes in isolation, a lot of times they seem like, oh, well, this is completely wrong. And we saw that with 8th edition.
Well, yeah, and this is funny because it goes back to that conversation we had in episode 150, where we were talking about some things, and it turned out when it was in the broader context, it wasn't really the way it seemed.
Right.
So it was interesting. But one of the things that they have talked about that we can look at with clear eyes is they're going to have over 70 new detachments.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I don't know. I suspect those are replacing some of the detachments we already have. Possibly. Like, I think that the detachments have basically been rewritten. Yeah. I don't think they're in addition to.
Right. No, I think you're right.
Yeah. And I think this is the power of the detachment system. Yes.
I think the detachments is a great way.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I am such a fan of the way it works. Yeah. And in a way, it kind of takes over kind of what Force Org used to be. Sure. Like, kind of, Yeah, because I don't want to say too much, but
because it doesn't restrict you from doing something, but rewards you for doing something else.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And so this is the conversation.
You said that much better than I did.
And this is the discussion we had 9 years ago when we talked about this, because it follows kind of the model they had done with AOS, where the power comes from having a fluffy build.
Yeah.
Right. And so, you can take that model if you want, but it's not going to get the detachment benefit.
Right.
Right. So you're more rewarded for doing something that fits, like the Speedwa thing, where now bikes are, you take this guy and now bikes are battle line.
Right. We used to see this a lot.
Right. And so I think this is a really cool way to help, encourage some of these builds.
Yeah. So we're
going to get 70. So we're going to get 70 new detachments.
And here's why I say I think they're going to replace this, because the mission types are going to be so different, and they're going to be dependent upon your detachment.
Right. And so that's the next thing I was going to talk about.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No, totally fine.
But I think you and I are on the same wavelength here, where that's why I think they're going to replace. I think they may even be named the same thing.
Right.
Right. Like for Chaos, it may still be. I don't remember what this the one where you worship all the gods. Or I'm drawing a blank at the moment. I can look on my phone, but I think it'll be named the same thing, but then it will be like, well, this is how this works now. And I think it'll probably be somewhat similar, but there's going to be some shifting there.
Yeah, I mean, overall, as we've said before, it doesn't look like 11th is going to be drastically different than 10th.
No.
Right?
No.
But
no, like we're not going to rework like how we roll dice. Or
Right. So, but you're exactly right. The article they had about how missions are going to be done, quite frankly, the first couple times I read it, I was like, what?
I was super confused at first too.
So it's going to be interesting to see how, the mission that you are going to be trying to get is going to be based on the type of army you have.
Right.
And so each game that you play with somebody is going to be different because of the armies you're bringing to the fight.
Right. Your mission is not necessarily their mission, right?
Right. And the interaction between the two,
to see how
the
they work
intersection, because there's a table, depending on, if I have this and you have this, then we're doing that.
Oh, is that how it works? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the rock, paper, scissors type of.
Sort of, yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works.
That makes a ton more sense than
yes.
how
The first time I read it, I'm like, what?
Okay. No. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. And then along with that, cleanup things like you can't stack stratagems anymore.
Right.
Things like that. You talked about this before. Objective markers are gone.
Yeah.
And
now the terrain becomes the objective.
Right. The objective is, I need to go capture this building.
Right.
Or whatever. And I love that so much more because I hated the circles on the table.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of, I see why they were the way they were. And sometimes
I was fine with the ones that were clear.
Well,
but the ones that, especially the ones that had like company names on them.
Oh no, I didn't care for that. But what I do like was I liked the ones I got from Table War.
Yeah.
That look like swirling things of chaos and stuff. And
for your army,
I could use in a very specific thing,
right.
like when Travis and I were playing a game where it was like, these are these chaos vortexes.
Right.
It's like, oh, that makes sense.
Well, and you can still, the cool thing is you can still use those in any edition because you're making a story with them.
Yeah, of course.
Right. If I go into this, I can pop out of the other one.
Right.
Or whatever. Right.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
Did you just come up with that?
Run a few games. But I like the idea of the terrain is more important. Mm-hmm. It gets rid of those dumb circles on the table. And they've changed things like plunging fire. Mm-hmm. They've changed the levels on that. Mm-hmm. And they've talked about how, if a knight of a large, like a monstrous creature is within a certain distance of somebody, then they can get plunging fire and things like that. So it feels more
I'm curious to see
cinematic.
how that rolls out. Yes, it does. Also, it doesn't always have to be buildings.
Right. But they added things like being hidden in a building or things being obscuring.
Yep.
And I like the hidden idea where, if I hide in this building and I don't shoot,
I'm not visible.
I'm not visible to you.
Unless you're within 12 inches.
Right.
This is actually a very elegant solution to first strike stuff.
It will help with that.
A tremendous amount.
Yeah.
Right? Like, sure, my army's all set up. I haven't moved anything yet. I'm in these buildings. Well, you need to get with 12 to shoot it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very nice solution. They used to have, for those who don't know, but like in 4th edition, I think even 5th edition still carried it on. There used to be rules for like, when is the battle taking place? And did you have night fight rules for the first part of the mission or the second part of the mission or not at all?
Yeah.
And that limited how far you could shoot unless you hit them with a spotlight.
Right.
Then everybody could shoot
on your vehicle,
that.
You had spotlights.
Yeah. Like that stuff's all gone, but this is kind of a nice approximation.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, you draw attention to yourself.
I'm interested to see it in a larger context, like we talked about before, a larger context.
Yeah.
They've changed deep striking is going to be 8 inches instead of 9.
Yeah.
But you still have to roll a 9 to get into combat.
Yeah.
But it unlocks the board a little bit more, which is kind of nice. They've changed things about characters. It used to be if you're leading a unit, you get a special ability. Mm-hmm. But when the unit dies, you lose that ability. Well, that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
I think it's just cleaning it up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. The big one, though,
this is a big one,
is they've changed the way you do charge targets.
To be like Age of Sigmar.
So you roll the dice.
Yeah.
You say, this unit's going to charge. That's all you say.
Yeah.
This unit's going to charge. And you roll the dice.
And then based on the
outcome, you see which unit you're actually going to target.
Which unit you can reach.
Yeah.
And you can pre-measure. So you can say, well, I'm in range of that one or that one. I think I'll charge that one instead.
Right.
Yeah. It is interesting because one of the things we've always done is we've pre-measured our charge.
Yeah, and say I need to roll a 6.
We've always said, like, look, you agree and I agree. This is a 6. Now I'm going to roll it, as opposed to rolling it and go, well, do you see? So
right, I always did that too.
There's a little bit of that. You got to just. It was always just a polite thing.
Right.
I think that both people agree before the dice is rolled, and then we cause an argument.
Right.
So, but I have played Age of Sigmar with this, and obviously it works very well. It just adds more flexibility. And I think it adds to the rule set, which has gone from a you can't do this to you can do that, sure,
but something might happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or you can do this and.
Right. Yeah. And there's some other little minor changes, but the other one I wanted to talk about was overrun. Overrun fighting is a new thing that they're doing. So the example that they give is you've got a unit in a transport, and you've got 2 enemies that charge the transport. The first enemy kills this transport.
Right.
So the guy's got to get out. Now the unit hasn't fought yet that charged the transport can now overrun into the unit that got out.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
And so this
was change drastically how the game's played, though.
But this used to be a thing.
Yeah,
you used to kill the strong thing and then go eat the soft bits inside.
That's right.
That was a Black Templars thing. That was a Tyranids thing. So it'll be interesting to see how that reemerges into 11th edition.
It is going to change strategy tremendously.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, tremendous. I mean, there's always been the shoot the thing, break it open, get in into assault. Right.
But now you can break it open in
assault.
And I think it's going to help armies like Black Templars, like World Eaters, that are less shooting footed and more assault focused.
Agreed.
So that's one of the rules that's very interesting to see.
That's an interesting point. It does shift some of the strength from a shooty situation to an assault situation. Yeah, I mean, a couple of them that you said, there's a bunch of minor ones, and they are, differences on engagement is now 2 inches as opposed to inch.
And pile-in moves. And
in particular, the combat order being tweaked slightly, whereas before, everything charge went first, then you would alternate starting with the defender going first. I think they reverse that now, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I think the attacker goes first. I have to look again.
Yeah, they changed the order a little bit.
But also they changed strikes first.
Right, fights first.
Or fights first,
right.
Yeah. So
one of the things again, there's subtle changes, but like all pile-ins happen before any of the fighting happens.
Right.
There's things like that which are going to change the way that people do movement. I don't want to say shenanigans. No, I'm going to say shenanigans.
Yeah.
Some of the movement shenanigans people were doing with pile-in and consolidation, that's going to shift.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, again, when we see the full structure of the rules.
And I think that's the important thing. Like all of these we just talked about, cool, but then when you see it in the grand picture, like now that I can crack this thing open and my guys pile in this way and they do this, like it all starts to come into focus a little bit.
Right. Yeah,
and I think that's so important.
There's mechanics we haven't seen, right? We don't.
Oh, for sure.
Like, are they going to do something different with the pivot rule with vehicles? Are they going to do something different with flyers so that we'll actually see some of them on the board? That kind of thing.
Yeah. That other rumor when I talked about Space Marines, they also said that they said that certain vehicles were going to get moved to Legends as well, including like Predators and that kind of thing, because now they're being taken by Primaris stuff, except the Rhino and the Land Raider. And then they said something about Flyers being moved to Legends, and I'm like, I find that hard to believe. But I would be interested in seeing.
I could see Rhinos going.
I could.
Yeah, because if all
I could,
and then
Rhinos become the sole of Sisters of Battle and
Imperial Agents
and Chaos
and Imperial Agents.
It makes sense that Chaos is using the older stuff.
Right. Yeah, they don't have any hover vehicles.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We have demon engines.
Right. And it's interesting. I don't know if they would get rid of the Land Raider.
No, I don't think they will. But it's iconic.
Well, and what replaces it?
Yeah, nothing.
The Gladiator don't think holds as much stuff.
Land Raider's awesome. They're not going to get rid of it.
Well, Chaos better retain it because that's what Huron's going to be riding around in.
Yeah, they will. So, I wish I got more than just the Godhammer pattern, but whatever. Anyway. All right. Okay. So, that's all speculation stuff. I don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
So I think it is interesting to see like how are the mechanics going to work as a fully functioning thing. And the point I was going with the Flyers was I would like nobody's using Flyers these days.
Right.
Like they're
I use one every time I bring it out. People are like, "Oh, you're using a flyer?"
And they're like, "Why?"
Yeah.
So
because it fits the theme.
I would like to see, some changes to flyer stuff. It'd be interesting to see if they can bring them back in. I did like that they released here's 2 sample battlefields with the templates, and then if you want to make the templates, here are the measurements of the templates.
Right.
I really do appreciate the way GW is releasing this stuff. Like that has given, like I've seen a lot of people that are
already doing
just trying it out.
Right.
Which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it's not going to be 11th edition, but conceptually you get the idea and begin to familiarize
and they did
yourself
this
with it.
from 9th to 10th too, a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool that they've done it. And as you said, we're already seeing third-party people coming up with all kinds of layouts and stuff.
Yeah. We've seen new model previews as well.
Yes.
For 11th. I mean, obviously let's see, I think tomorrow is the big box reveal.
Yes. Where they open the box.
So, yeah, I mean, so everything we talk about here could just be, whatever. But they've been
some
showing,
of them we've seen in the Warhammer community previews.
That's what all these really are. New grots. They've been releasing a grot every
grot a
day
day
this week. The new jump pack chaplain.
And they pointed out the one that today actually has long ears.
Yeah, the new jump pack chaplain, I think, is he and the weird boy. I think are the two best ones I've seen so far.
Yeah,
that jump pack chaplain looks really sick.
Yeah.
It looks really sick. People were ripping on the Vanguard vets, saying they didn't have enough detail and stuff.
They weren't
on them.
Vanguard-y enough.
Here's my thing. Here's my take on this.
Okay.
There's a lot of pieces on sprues that you can stick on these guys to up level them, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting. We were talking 15, 70 earlier. It's so interesting that some people are like, these models have too much detail on it and this sucks.
Yeah.
And then some people are now like, these models don't have enough detail on it and this sucks. And I'm like, man, you can't win for
some people will complain if their free ice cream is too cold.
I do agree. Like I expected them to be a little more Baroque.
Yeah.
But you can level them easily.
Right. Yeah.
Easily. Slap a bunch of
icons and things like that.
Icons
For sure.
And
for sure.
Yeah.
They showed the new
purity seals.
The new boys models.
Yeah. They look great.
Yeah, they look really good because now they have the chopper and the slugga and
and they're not just sitting there squatting like they're constipated.
Yeah, I like just in general, we're seeing the models being way more dynamic.
Way more.
Those red Corsair models.
Oh god, they look so good.
Very dynamic. The Huron model. Oh yeah, I've
Huron
really been enjoying.
And like his whole entourage. Yeah. Those guys. Man,
I still want to
so
kill team of all the alligator dudes.
This would be awesome.
I want to kill team of those guys.
I want a whole army of lizardmen.
No, I'm good with the kill team.
I would love an army of lizardmen in 40K. Anyway, I would sell my sisters for army of lizardmen in 40K.
The sisters you haven't finished painting yet?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, okay. There's a new boss knob. There's new Gracia. I think we've covered all the ones we've seen. Wazdaka, Yarrick.
Yeah. So again, we're maybe a little out of order here from our notes, but why you shouldn't make sweeping judgments yet was the next thing. And we talked about rules in isolation. I can't, and the reason I keep bringing it up is I can't emphasize that enough.
Because we've seen it over and over and over.
Every time.
And the new edition of Horus Heresy is one of the best examples of it.
Oh my God.
People were losing their minds.
I feel so bad for how that launched and bad for people like Sky, independent retailers who got left holding the bag.
Yes.
Especially
because it's
rumors that people are very much enjoying that game right now.
Yeah.
Like I've heard multiple people say this is the best version of the game so far.
Yeah.
I don't play it, so I can't speak to that, but I'm glad they're happy about it.
Right.
I want everybody to be happy. I want Age of Sigmar people to be happy with their rules and
right.
40K players to be happy with their rules. So bear with it. It's going to be fine.
Yes.
It's going to be fine. Or you can set your Dark Elf army on fire.
Yes. In the driveway.
And that'll be fine too, because we will all laugh at the video.
Yeah.
Please video it.
Now, for 10 years, we've been talking about that one.
So, the cover mechanic looks kind of weak, but it may be balanced versus AP values and stuff. It's handled differently. Right. It's now
because they can alter ballistic skills. They can alter AP. There's a lot of different levers they can pull to deal with that. I think, and the big thing is, just because people are screaming into the void doesn't mean you got to listen to them.
I
the
100% agree.
loudest voice, just because someone's being loud about it, A, doesn't mean they're right.
Yeah.
Right. And B, doesn't mean that that you should be thinking of that.
Pre-release panic of 8th edition was huge.
It was.
I can tell you what people said now, and some still say it, right? But they're like, the game is being dumbed down.
Right.
It's dumb and it's not going to succeed. I would argue 8th edition is more popular, or the current editions,
yeah,
which are all iterations of 8,
right,
more popular than ever.
Yeah.
Adepticon had something 12,000 people
yeah.
visiting. Like, they are exploding. Now, there are other games being played there.
Sure.
But Games Workshop has its entire own hall, and like, they are the big dog on the block. And 40K consistently sells out.
Yeah.
Like, consistently. So,
they're doing something right.
I'm sorry you found it dumb, or if you still do, it dumbed down. I don't think it's been dumbed down. I think it's been streamlined so that you have a lot of variety. And I think it's shown different types of tactics and different approaches to things.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that, you do lose some granularity with the things
Absolutely.
like the armor facings and things like that. And I get that. But there have been other nuances that have come in
Introduced.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And again, I think the big winner, if I had one big winner in 10th edition, is the detachment system. The detachment system.
The detachment system has been fantastic.
It's it allows you to continue to iterate and make the game different with every new detachment.
Well, like I was saying, it doesn't feel stale. It doesn't get that stale feeling. And it'll be interesting to see if it allows them to unlock allies a little bit more, because that's one of the things we lost going into 8th was the ally system. And people abused it.
Yeah.
Right? The Taudar was like the big nasty
Tau
thing.
and Necrons. What's the story here? Well, I just need some long range shooting.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But we already see a little bit with Imperial agents and knights being able to go into Imperial armies.
Yeah.
But I can see a thing where if you can do it, but it has to be this detachment.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll be curious to see what they do.
It'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
Or they make detachments specifically to
ally.
Yeah.
I mean, you can really only do that. You can do it on the Chaos side. You can do it on the Imperial side. The Xenos armies, you really can't. Although you can do it with Aldari.
And I would argue there's probably some room to do it with the Tau as a conscript.
Which is it's funny because we had
this
this exact same conversation 10 years ago.
Did we?
But, yeah.
Of course we did.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting because they introduced the idea of Votan mercenaries.
Yeah.
In one of these releases. So I wonder if we'll see that as something that
that's
they can
a possibility
leverage.
Too. They have dealings with the Tau.
Right. Something they can leverage.
Yeah. So, I mean,
It'd be interesting.
But who are the Tyranids going to ally with? Nobody.
No.
So,
never.
So we'll make their codex the weakest. That was my problem with 7th edition.
The Gene Stealer cult.
That was my problem with 7th edition, was they were the absolute weakest.
But Gene Stealer cult.
Yeah, okay.
You can have this detachment of Gene Stealer cults, and they are all scouts and infiltrators.
That's right. And then you roll a d6, and on a 1, your turn is just devour your Gene Stealer.
Yeah.
Your Gene Stealer cult.
Yeah. or a unit of Tyranids that if they devour a Gene Stealer unit, it unlocks a power for them.
Back then, Gene Stealer cults didn't exist.
Right.
So, now they'd actually have something to ally with. That's a very valid point. And so, again, you spoke about the person being the loudest, including us, quite frankly. There's a danger of social media hot takes. There's a lot of people out there. This is one of the reasons we don't do news.
Right.
Like, it gets stale immediately. Right. And I'm not jockeying to be the first one to break something to you guys as the listeners, right? Like, that is not my objective. My objective is almost inevitably, and even this discussion has an evergreen value to it, right?
Right.
Where,
because some of the concepts are the same regardless of edition change.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so, I mean, realistically, there's going to be people out there who have these hot takes or want to be the ones that break it, and they're going to break information incorrectly or wrong because they're in such a hurry. There's no journalistic standards within the podcast or
they
YouTube
create
sphere.
a panic or a fury, which is totally unwarranted.
Yeah. 100%.
You see the broader context.
100%. I remember there was a podcast that was very focused on tournament focus stuff way back when. And I would listen to them occasionally, and I listened to them as they were covering the new Chaos Space Marine Codex at one point.
Yeah.
And they were giving all this wrong information because we don't do codex overviews. We're
Right.
famously, we say we don't do it. And so I was listening to them do it, and they're going through each unit, and they're talking about, interesting enough, the Defiler and the battle cannon on the Defiler. And, you could do this and then do that. And I'm like, doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And then like I wrote them like a long list of things. I'm like, you were wrong about this and wrong about this, because what the problem was I would go to events and people would be like, oh, this is wrong. This is how it works. And I go, nope. And I go, and I know where you heard that, and they're wrong.
Right.
And it's like, if, and this is why I don't put ourselves in a position of being experts on this. Like,
No,
Vera,
we are not experts.
do your own research, verify anything we say here. But I don't put myself forward as an expert in this regard, even in lore, like, which I adore. Right. Because
Put you forward as a hero, but not an expert.
well, I am a Warhammer hero. I am.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
Who just went there? Sky went there.
Yeah.
And he pointed at my
Yeah.
little shield on the thing. I like every time I go there, I do look at that little ego stroke.
Of course you do.
So of course I do. I wore my shirt to work the other day.
God.
Nobody said a word. Nobody even commented on it. I'm like, I felt so left out. So anyway,
He's wearing that shirt again.
you know what we should have? They should have given us like a little GW black card that gives us a discount at GW stores.
Oh my God.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. Or if I come in wearing my medal, I get a discount.
Oh my God.
Anyway, point being, I forgot what my point was.
Your point was don't listen to the loudest voices.
Don't listen to the loudest voice. Yeah. I mean, because again, everybody's leaping to get your attention at this point.
Right.
Wait for it. Listen to things with a if something sounds too good to be true or sounds really bad, it probably is. Yeah. So not true. So, okay. Remain curious, not reactive. Collect the previews, reserve judgment. That's our recommendation.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about all this already. I'm going down our notes.
Surviving the switch, though.
Yeah, surviving the switch. This is a short kind of recap of 150 to a degree, right?
Rules bleed.
Yeah, this is I don't know if I came up with this term or
I don't know,
but this
I used to call it addition creep.
Yeah. This is the phenomenon where your brain defaults to the old rule instead of the new rule. And so generally,
and the more editions that you play, the worse it gets. And the older that you get, which actually corresponds to the more editions you play,
the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just for old people. All you young guys, gals, get out of here.
It's interesting, actually, that you say that, having worked full-time or mostly full-time for the company for a while, the number of people who come in who started at 8th.
Yeah, it's shocking, actually.
And people say, oh, yeah, because we used to do this. Oh, really? What are armor facings? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
What are templates?
Are you feeling your age yet?
What are templates? That was the interesting one.
Wow.
People didn't know what flamer templates were.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, in teaching Shell to play, like, we take for granted a lot of the things that we're just like, oh, yeah, you just roll this and 4s hit and then 3. Oh, it's this 3s, and Shell's like, I don't understand. Like, explain this to me. And they're like, okay, it's like this and like this and like this. And she's like, I'm not getting this. I'm like, let me write it down on this card for you. And so you'll see
that's the one thing I really have valued over the years, is being involved in a situation where I'm doing a lot of teaching of the game.
Yeah.
Through additions, because that actually helps me.
Yeah. Well, and so to that point, tips and tricks for like clean transition.
Well, let's talk about rules bleed.
Do you want to talk about that a little more?
A little bit.
Some notes.
Just little things like stratagems.
Yeah.
Because stratagems change from edition to edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many decks of cards I've thrown out.
Oh, I know. Combat movement, the pile-ins and consolidations, things that are different. You can go through it towards a unit, or you can go towards an objective. Oh, when did that start? Those kinds of things.
But only if you can't get on the objective.
Right.
Only if you can get on the objective do you move towards the objective.
But anyway.
Weapon skill, ballistic skill change drastically.
Oh, yeah. The things where, it hits on a 3. What do you mean it always hits on a 3. Just little things like that. They went from edition to edition.
8th edition. Those people don't know about weapon skill versus weapon skill tables.
Yeah. Weapon skill versus toughness.
Or weapon skill versus toughness.
Yeah.
For wounding.
Yeah.
But wasn't it weapon skill versus...
It was strength versus toughness.
Strength versus toughness. Weapon skill versus weapon skill.
Yeah. Weapons versus, where to hit and stuff like that.
Buddy. What's your weapon skill? 7.
Yeah.
Okay, what's yours? 5. Okay, I'm going to hit on this.
Yeah.
What's your strength? 5.
Although
Your toughest
you
4.
still see the strength versus
It's
toughness
basically
thing.
the same thing.
You still see the same thing.
It's just been simplified.
Yeah.
It's even better than when D&D went from tables to THACO.
Okay.
It's pretty much THACO.
Yeah. Yeah.
For all my D&D folks out there, represent. Anyway, okay.
Tips and tricks.
Yeah, tips and tricks. Let's alternate.
Okay.
Let's alternate. You want to start?
Yeah. Study. One of the things is study the changes before you play. Don't wait till you're at the table. I'm not sure I agree with this 100%, but read the rules. Go through once before your first game, even if because you're gonna get stuff wrong. Your first game, you're gonna get stuff wrong. What I used to do is the very first game, you look everything up.
That's number 2.
Oh, it's number 2.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you go 1, 2. I'll go 3, 4.
Oh, well, I mean, because we talked about this actually.
Well, I think number 1 has value, right?
Yes.
Read through the rules
for sure.
section.
Yeah.
Go, okay, conceptually, I get it in my head. And then, okay, now I'm going to play a game. None of that's going to be retained.
Right.
So then number 2.
Right, because adults only retain 10 to 15% of what they read through the first time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm 5 to 7.
But you go through and you look up everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay,
every time you're
going to do something,
don't
you
make
look it
any
up.
assumptions.
Right. Don't make assumptions. Look it up.
Well, I move like this and then I chart. I do my my run.
Advanced run. Wait.
Well, hold on. Let's look up advanced run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because from addition to addition, sometimes they'll use the same name for something that doesn't do it 100%. That way anymore. Fleet,
And
Fleet
what
was a big one.
And what I would recommend is play a smaller game initially.
Yes.
Like a 1,000-point game.
Yes. Yes. Don't try and
jam a 2,000-point game in right away.
And the whole point of the game is not to win or lose. It's just to learn the rules.
Yeah.
So my suggestion for that is take a variety of different types of units, vehicles, mounted units, infantry units, characters, those kinds of things so that you get to see how each of those different types of units operate in the new structure.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. And this is what we did when this latest rule edition came out. Aaron and I.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time. Like we played through a long game.
Depending on who you are, yeah.
But I mean, but once we kind of looked up a rule, we're like, oh, okay, it does still work the same, or no, there's a difference.
There are people like Josh Fricky and
Josh.
Yeah, our Josh.
Josh has a photographic memory.
Yeah.
So
he can just like
he reads the rules
and
he can
Jody's
recite
good at
where
that
the
too.
rules. Yeah.
He'll read it through one time and grok it.
But Josh literally has a photographic memory. So
for a photographer, that's a good
I
thing
would
to have.
think so. Okay, so watch example games before you play.
Yeah. Learn to play videos.
Yeah, if you can watch video battle reports or from trusted creators, again, going back to do your own research. If you have
Warhammer Plus, actually, that's a good way to do it. Yeah.
That's a great way to do it. New rules will get hardwire new patterns in your brain before you even kind of rock up to the table. Again, making sure those people are correct is an important part of that. And your point of Warhammer Plus or Warhammer TV is a great option because they're talking about the rule exactly how it's supposed to be played.
Right.
And
although sometimes they make mistakes, but that's
course.
the thing is we all do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been playing this game for how long? And I go through a game.
I've never played a game without a mistake in it.
Right.
Not once.
Right.
Not one.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying everyone is a mistake of Free Vindicator level, but I mean, inevitably I make some rule and mistake.
When we were doing the announcing for the top tables for Age of Sigmar a couple of years ago at LVO, some of those top players were making rules errors.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
This is also why I'm always a little hesitant to be like, I've had people say, oh, well, do you want to be at the table where you stream your game? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I'm good. I don't need somebody calling me out that I've made a huge mistake. And I will say when I went to the Play on Tabletop guys, they were very helpful at giving me somebody to help me like play and bounce like, hey, don't forget about this rule. Oh yeah, hey, thanks. And then we would edit that piece out, because they want to get it as correct as possible. I really do appreciate
and this goes down to this idea of having a rules arbiter.
Yeah.
Or having somebody who can be not really a GM, but like let's say you have somebody in your group that's like a Josh. Right?
You jumped ahead to number 6.
Well, it's because we did all the other ones.
Oh, we did. All right. So much for jumping back and forth.
I know.
I'm taking number 7 before you.
There you go. But no, I mean, it flowed in from what you were saying though about the Play on Tabletop experience. If you have somebody who like Josh, who has that really good memory for stuff, or who has already played a whole bunch of games.
Right.
Who can stand there and go, hey, don't forget, you don't move it like that anymore.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Normally I'd get annoyed at somebody kibitzing like that.
But if you set it up ahead of time.
That's important in that kit. Because as you said, it's not about winning or losing. It's about just learning how the units are working. Exactly. And the various rules are working. And then that leads to be open to what you're unsure of. Like, this is not a judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. Right. It's all about saying, I think it works this way. Let's look it up.
And what goes along with that is give each other a break.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Don't assume malicious intent.
Yeah, for sure. Like, again, when you remove is this about winning or losing off the table, you can say, I'm going to lose this game. Right. Like right out front, I'm throwing the game. Let's just think, then we can get that out of the way.
Let's play the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that
I've actually done that in an event.
I think, interestingly enough, make sure she can't hear me.
No, she's not here.
The biggest arguments Shell and I have ever gotten into are playing Arkham Horror, the living card game. And she will say, here's how the rule works. And I'm like, I don't know if that's right. Let me look it up. And she's just like, oh, you don't believe me? Like, you don't trust me? Here we go. And I'm like, no, I just want to make sure we're playing it right. And, oh, boy. We have... So now I'm just like, sure, whatever you say, babe. Oh, we won? Oh, look, we did all this stuff wrong.
Okay, so I've been married for over 30 years.
Yeah, I'm 26 years.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
I want to play it right, dude. I want to play it right.
Later you go, oh, you know what? Remember that thing we were talking about? I just realized that we did it wrong.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
And you know what? She doesn't listen to these episodes, so I know I'm okay. None of you better out me on Discord. Exactly. I swear to God. Next is Carl, the independent character, because he doesn't have a wife anymore. She actually, I will tell you this though.
So you'll be a lone operative?
Yeah, I'm a lone operative. Oh, that's
change
sad.
the name of the show.
The lone operative.
The lone operative. Oh my God.
I will tell you, like, that Arkham Horror living card game, we have had big arguments about it, but we have also really enjoyed playing that together. Like, to the point where we were playing through one of the campaigns this is the one that used to be the Call of Cthulhu living card game. They've changed, they modified it, and it's now Arkham Horror. Yes. Yes.
The original version was awesome.
I think the original version was a competitive one, right? You're playing against, you're playing through campaigns.
Oh, it's
through
cooperative.
A campaign, and it's cooperative.
And you're still arguing about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just because I was like, I just want to make sure the rules correct. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. So, but we played through one of the campaigns with our kid, and we got I think we had 4 missions left. Yeah. And our kid went back up to Seattle for school. Yeah. And we flew up there one weekend. I rented out a suite at the hotel. Yeah. And you guys played. And we finished the campaign.
Oh, that's great.
We all had a great time.
That's great.
It's a big family memory. We very much enjoy that game.
That's very cool.
I have over $1,000 worth of cards for it.
Oh my gosh.
It's you'll have to come play it sometime. It is crazy involved. So anyway,
but give yourself a break. Yeah.
Give it a break.
Yeah. Just don't assume that you're going to get everything right every time, because you won't.
Learning. And it's going to be for a while. I would give it several weeks.
Yes.
To get used
several
to
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, that's several weeks.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's all good advice.
I think so. I mean, it's worked out for us. It's proven to be helpful,
it's effective
for us
here. Yeah.
And I think,
if you have any other tips.
Yeah.
On ways that you avoid edition bleed or learn your edition, let us know.
Is there a way they can actually leave us a message?
Or they can leave us a voicemail.
How do they do that?
Well, they go to theindependentcharacters.com, just like everything else.
Yeah.
Independent does not have an A in it. And they pop in, and you can leave us a message there on the right-hand side. You just record it right from your computer.
How long can it be?
Just like Craig. 2 minutes. No more than 2 minutes.
Which actually is a long time.
I know. When I was playing them, and you're like, is this really 2 minutes?
So, yep. And to that end, thank you to, we had several people call in and talk about how they rescue their models and those kinds of things. And we appreciate it. I mean, some of it was the same as what people have been putting on the Discord and things like that. But we appreciate you all taking the time to call and
100%. And sometimes, this episode's so far removed from that one just because of timing and stuff, didn't feel like a good fit, but we do appreciate the input and keep the calls coming, man. Yeah. I mean, we will play at least one an episode.
Yeah.
So if you want to be on the show, that's a way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
If you're really impressed with us, then we might have you on as a guest.
Ooh.
That's exciting. Okay, we'll be right back to close out the show. All right, and we're back just to close out the show. Adan, I want to thank you for making it, even when Josh couldn't.
Yeah.
Some people can stick to a plan and other people have bills to pay.
Bills to pay.
Other people aren't retired.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming down and recording. This has actually been a really fun discussion.
And I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the new edition and how it's going to
super into it.
Kind of refresh what we're doing.
Yep. It is, for the first time in a long time, a starter box I don't need to buy.
Oh.
I don't play Space Marines. I'm not going to play Orcs.
Yeah.
I don't need to buy.
I'm definitely buying this box.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
Not me. Although I am going to, there's a little FOMO where I see it and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do Space Marines. No, you shouldn't.
One of the things I got...
Maybe you should do Orcs. You've always talked about doing Orcs. I got Sisters to paint.
Yeah. One of the things I got shipped in the mail was I had Tectonic Craft Studios had to make these company trays.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of them.
It's 100 slots.
You talked about that last episode.
Oh, yeah.
And then I saw the pictures you posted.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I going to do with this thing?
It's awesome. I love it. So you talked about people leaving voicemail messages. Can people leave us reviews?
I would love if they'd leave us reviews.
That'd
if
be
you
great.
can leave us a review or rate us on your podcast app of choice.
Be great.
We do look at iTunes reviews. I have to go back and look. I haven't looked in a little bit, but and then we read them out online.
And it's very helpful for helping other people find the show.
100%.
We really appreciate that.
100%. We have a Facebook page, which is still active. We have the Discord, which is, I'd say, even more active.
Where the Hobby Progress Challenge is.
Yeah.
And even if you don't end up jumping into the challenge, what's really cool is
and you can still jump in right now.
You can, because any entry
is an entry
and gives you a chance to win a prize.
That's right.
All you need is one.
That's right.
But it's really cool to go through and look at the different threads, forums that people have put their progress in. There's so much impressive stuff.
I started off with the best of intentions.
And it's good. It's good inspiration, right? Because you'll see something and go, oh, actually, you know what? I didn't think about doing it like that. That's really cool.
Maybe next episode we'll have Shell come on and give us some of the metrics of how people are doing and how many
it'd be good
people.
because we got 1 quarter left.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
prize support's going to be good. I've
End
reached
of
out to
quarter
a
report.
bunch of people at Adepticon for prize support, and a lot of them were very excited to help out. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. And then we have the Patreon, which we've talked about as well. You can get bonus content, especially as we're in F1 season now. Adan and I are going to be talking about F1 stuff a lot.
Yep. Got my Cadillac hat on.
I'm going to be talking to Travis about a bunch of role-playing game stuff very soon. So, yeah, good stuff. So, you got anything else you want to throw out there? And then eventually, might be Lords and Heroes episode every now and then on Patreon, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you talked about. If you still want to do it.
You know what? I just noticed that I got billed for my Libsyn, so I still have the content up there. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right, well, until next time, this is Carl.
This is Adan.
And we're coming to you from the Astronomicon where I'm bleeding. Oh, no, wait, that's just Edition Bleed.
And where everything that's old is new again.
We'll see you next time. This episode of The Independent Characters is protected by the Creative Commons license. If you have further questions as to its use, you can find information on the front page at theindependentcharacters.com.